Okay, guys, this is Emmett again, the Alpha Builder. Guys, like, share, subscribe, help me grow this channel. I want to talk about something a little bit different today, and I probably started this video probably about 20 times trying to get it going. I've always been interrupted and things of that nature. But I want to talk about what makes a good plan designer. Okay. Now, guys, I think the question that we should ask is, what makes a good set of plans? And the reason that the plans are very, very important, guys, is that this affects the builders. And guys, we're talking about residential home building, but this affects the builder's ability to make a profit. Now, if the builder can't make profit, he can't make money. A lot of things becomes a problem. When one problem is, you can't, if you're out of business, how you gonna serve warranties for your customers? If you can't make a profit, how can you stay in business? So those plans are extremely important when it comes down to building. That's one of the main items, guys, because number one, you have to build that structure on paper first before you can put it in the real world. Now, the reason that the plans are so important is because number one, things have to be, they have to make sense. From a building perspective, you got to understand that most plan designers are not builders. They're not out here building every day. They kind of focus on plan design. So they're not out here every day building these homes. And also the homeowners have to understand that once that plan designer turns those plans over to the builder, they're out the picture. They're no longer there. They're gone for the most part. It's kind of like the real estate agents. Once that sale has been made, they're gone. They're out the picture. Homeowners, you got to understand that. So you're stuck with that builder, and that builder have to build that house based on that design. And so this is why, builders have to be intimately involved in the design process. Okay? So the question shouldn't be what makes well, I already said this, it's what makes a good set of plans. All right, I'm gonna go over some of the items that I think that makes a good set of plans, and that, if you're a plan designer, you guys need to pay attention to this. If you're a homeowner, you need to, and builders, you guys need to all focus on this right here. And it's not about, guys, it's not about someone going out here and making a set of plans, make them pretty and color and all that kind of stuff. Have a whole bunch of little details. Well, we're gonna talk about details, but have a whole bunch of stuff in it to make it to where when they sell those plans to that homeowner, the homeowners feel like they're getting a good, they're getting a lot for the money that they spend on those plans. And guys, there is a big difference between residential plan designers here in the state of Alabama and commercial architects or commercial engineers that design plans. In the state of Alabama, you don't have to be licensed to draw plans for residential structures, okay? But you have to be a registered architect or a licensed engineer to draw plans for commercial buildings or commercial structures. And you have to have that stamp on those plans. When you go to the building official and you do a submittal, they're going to look for that. But they don't look for that in residential. Anybody who has a CAD program can draw plans for residential. So what a lot of guys do is they get this good software. I don't know what software. Some guys use Rivet and stuff like that. But they get this really nice software. They make the stuff look really, really nice. But is it relative? Is it doable in the field? Does it make sense of the materials and things that are put on those plans? Is it Does it make sense when you're dealing with residential? See, these are the things that the builder and the plan designer have to be on the same page on this stuff, especially if you're doing a custom set of plans and this structure has not been built before. Okay? So let's kind of go over these things, guys. And, let me see, and here's another thing, guys. When the builder is working with these plans, like I said, the plan design is gone, guys. It's that homeowner, and we talking about a custom build. We got that homeowner and that builder is left to get this thing done. And a lot of things have to make sense. Now, here's some of the items that I think, let me just kind of jump right into it, guys. Here's some of the items that I think that makes a good set of plans. One is, how many times has this set of plans been built? Okay. If I have a set of plans, and most of the guys that I deal with, they have stock plans, and that house has been built several times. It's been built, from 10, from 10 to 100 times. I even deal with one guy. He's a national plan designer. I mean, he designs plans all over the nation. So he has plans, his plans on his website, the stock plans have been built hundreds of times. The guy that's here, I got a local guy that's here. He does a lot of plans, and his plans has been built, I'd say most of his houses between 10 to 30 times, That is really good, guys. When I got a set of plans of a house that has been built several times now, even my house that I live in, guys, I built this house 4 times. But not only that, the plans that were done for this house has been built probably over 100 times. And the reason that those to me are a good set of plans, because those plans have been built so many times, they have been vetted by several different builders who has tweaked it and tweaked it and tweaked it. And now we're building the final product. And it's easy for me as a builder to go in and look at it because, as a builder, when I look at a set of plans, I'm looking at things to make sure, number one, I'm looking at code compliance. And I'm looking at things that make sure they make sense, especially when you look at the land, how the house is going to sit on the lot. I'm looking at a whole bunch of other details that a lot of the plan designer is probably not going to look at. But if you got a set of plans that's been built several times, that's a good set of plan to me, because now I know that it has been through a lot of builders. And so now when I look at it, there's minimum to no items that I'm going to have to deal with, that when I get out here in the field and start building that house, that I'm going to run into major problems. Because here's the thing, guys, when you run into problems in the field and they don't line up with those plans, or something you overlook, or there's a room that's hall space or stairway or something that's not quite big enough, or it's not useful is the word that I'm using, that I'm looking for. It's not really useful in the house. Well, that becomes a problem. Number one, that homeowner is going to be looking at that builder now. Hey, man, you messed this up. Well, no, this is what the plans say. Well, the plan designer's already gone. He done got his money, he got paid, he gone. So this is what we got to look at, man. And if you get a set of plans, man, and something is wrong, it's the person who's going to eat that cost is going to be the builder or the homeowner. Plan design already paid. It's going to be the builder or that homeowner. It's going to have to eat that cost. So in order for me as a home builder to make money, I'll make a profit at the end of the day and make sure I'm staying alive and staying in business in order to service warranties for my homeowners and things of that nature. I got to make sure that those plans are the way they should be. Guys, I have to build. The plan is the attempt to build that house on paper before you build it out there. Now, mind you, guys, there's going to be some in every house I've built. Even when I have a set of plans that has been properly vetted by a whole bunch of builders, and I've built the house a couple of times, we still going to run into things. But we're not going to run into major things, and that is a big thing. We're not going to run into things that's going to be really, really cost inefficient. Inefficient, whatever the word is we're going to use. So this is what you want, guys. What makes a good set of plans is the plans that has properly been vetted. And guys, another thing that, in my opinion, that makes a good set of plans is just simple, basic, simple plans that makes it. I don't care anything about all the colors and the renderings that you can put up and make it look pretty. You can take pictures. You can use your software to put color in it and make it. You can take pictures from different angles and stuff. And your software can do all that, man. We got AI that can do almost anything. That matters not to me as a builder, guys. I'm looking at the very basic things, like. If you guys can look at this right here, say for instance right here, and this is one of the guys that I use, man. I've been building a lot of houses for me, but this house has probably been built. Guys, I just built this house. We tweaked it a little bit. We tweaked it a little bit more to make it usable, but everything else, we've actually been through the house. We know what it's going to look like. This house has been built several times before I built it the first time. I know how everything's going to lay out in this home. If we go here, the footings and things of that nature, man, I can see this stuff, man. There's no, guys, and another thing that's done here, you can probably see it right here, guys, is this guy's giving me the directions, because in most cases, we're going to do dimensional flooring, dimensional lumber. Because we're trying to save costs. If you do an engineered flooring, you're probably another $7,000 to $10,000 more. But I'm trying to save that homeowner a little bit. I can go to regular dimensional lumber. That's been proven it's been proven to work for years. Now, if we want to just switch over to a engineered system, we can. But here, it makes it much easier for everybody. When I send this to my lumber guy, he already sees the directions of the joist spans. They don't have to guess about this stuff. Because, like my joist laid, this guy's telling me which direction the joists are laid out. Which also, as a builder, I have to go check the code to make sure he got that right. But when you send this to the next guy, which is your lumber supplier, they don't have to try to figure out or engineer which direction your joists are going to go in and all those things. They kind of know already where it goes in the event that I'm having it engineered. And then they can do their red line set of plans off of these plans. This is basic, guys. We don't have a lot of color. I mean, even on the front of this right here, guys, there's no all these pictures and we're making this right here look pretty and stuff. No, just black and white, man. This is all I'm dealing with. And guys, builders are very direct, man. We straight to the point. This is what we want to see, guys. And as a builder, I mean, I can see all the footings. He tried to give me as much layouts without making it confusing as possible. Without making it too confusing. He gave me all the call outs. Guys, you can kind of see in some cases right here, all the little lines that we got here. He's trying to call out the dimensions and things right there. And then he pull them to the side. This is what we want to see, guys. I mean, we can see what the footings are going to be. We can see what the grade beams are going to be. We can see what the piers are going to be. You can see what the steps. You can see the direction you're going to go in when you're going up the steps. Just very basic, man. We're not trying to get overly complicated. Like I said, guys, if you got me a set of plans and you got a bunch of colors and pictures and stuff like that, I really don't want to look at all that stuff. Here's another thing, guys. I mean, let me see. So this is the first floor plan. As you see here, we got coffered ceilings in here. Same thing, guys. No, not too complicated, but he does give me the joist layouts. I know which direction those joists are going to go in. So then I can go through, before I even quote this job, I can go through and I can make sure that I understand which direction these beams are going in, or these flooring joists and things of that nature are going in. I can see where the girders are going to be. You go in the basement, you can see where you're going to put the girders in this job right here. So we got girders here. We can see all these girders, pier beams. It's very simple to me. Another thing we want to look at, I mean, he just basic right here. He just kind of give us the details on the, he give us the details of the, the square footage that we're going to be dealing with. See what else? That's one thing. Another thing that we're going to be looking at too, guys. I mean, these are the elevations. He's doing a call out of all the different material that's going to be done on the house. This makes it very, very simple for me to upload this or calibrate this information into my permit, not my permit. It's easy for me to upload this PDF file into my estimating software. It just makes it really easy for me to do my job. He put the electrical layout on a whole nother page so you don't have all those electrical lines and stuff kind of confusing us. This is what we want to see, guys. Very basic. Then you get down to the, so this is the electrical plans. A roof layout is always good so you can know what pitches that you're going to have on that roof. He called out all the pitches. That makes it really easy for my framers when we get out there and we start doing work. And when you see stuff like this right here, guys, it allows me to hold everybody accountable. I can hold these, hey man, you got this pitch wrong. Or this right here pitch is less than 212. So, you got to make sure you put the ice and water shield or put another underlayment under that roof. I mean, these are the things that I'm looking at, guys. And here's another thing. This is another thing that we want to see. I want to see wall sections and details. This is it. This is all I need to see, guys. I don't need anything else. I don't need, to be honest with you, I don't really even need you to do me a plot plan. I don't need to see a plot plan. I do my own plot plan because we don't know what we're going to deal with in residential, guys. Residential, we're not going out here doing we're not going out here doing a geo, what they call it, a geo observation or something like that, where we spend $20,000 to figure out what the ground is. You're not going to spend all that in residential. That's almost a massive portion of the cost of the house. We're going to go out there and we're going to start digging, and we're going to get a plan on the front end. This is how the house needs to set. We're going to make sure we got enough room for the turnarounds so that when the homeowner's moving in and out of their house, it's comfortable for them when they drive into the garages. We're going to make sure all that. I'm going to make sure that stuff is good. So I don't need all that plot plan stuff, guys. But this is what the builders want to see. That's it. We don't want to see a lot of stuff. This is for residential now. For commercial, maybe a little bit different, guys, because on commercial, and this is, once again, this is the architects. Guys, they're going to need to see everything. They're going to need to see the mechanical layout. We got electric. They're going to need to see the plumbing layout, plumber schematics and things of that nature. But on residential construction, guys, this is all I need. This is it. And here's another thing, man. You can't take a set of residential plans and design that stuff like you would do commercial, man, because there's products and materials that's common in commercial that's very not common in residential, and vice versa. And if you take a lot of that commercial stuff and try to put that into the residential, it's gonna put you guys into a cost that's just not affordable. And people say that, I don't even care if the people, I've never met a homeowner. I don't give a doggone. Elon Musk is gonna want to know cost. Millionaires want to know cost. Matter of fact, that's how self-made millionaires become millionaires, because They don't deviate from costs. They got to know their costs. So people can't just say, well, we got enough money. We can do what we want to do. No, man, cost matters. And if it don't matter to you, it matters to me. I'm not going to sit here and get you guys into a financial bind because I didn't have an idea of the cost, or are we just going to build this house and, whatever happens, you guys going to pay for it. Then we get out here and we can't finish the house. That's not good for me, nor the homeowner. So cost, I don't care if people say they got the money. Cost is always going to matter. I had a situation where the homeowner said, well, I got word back. Well, it don't matter. But at the end of the day, when that cost started hitting, those people are like, hold up, man, when is this going to stop? So cost does matter. Because in the plans, guys, when we look at the plans is what helped that builder come up with that cost. And if those plans are not detailed, what I just showed you guys, if those plans are not in that, if it's not set up like that, it makes it kind of difficult for the builder to develop his cost. The cost is how I live. Me knowing my cost is how I eat, guys, as a builder, as a residential home builder. So plans are very important, guys. Something else, let me see. Just make sure I'm getting everything. And here's another thing that you guys have got to understand is that most builders, most builders are very direct and detailed, guys. Residential home builders, very direct and detailed. Just like you guys saw that black and white pictures of plans, this is all I want to see. And when I'm dealing with that homeowner, because the builder got to deal with the homeowner. You got to take those plans, you got to sit down with that homeowner, and you got to go through what you're going to do, because there's a level of specifications that you got to provide for that homeowner. Homeowners, you got to understand that builders are not as polished when it comes down to being a salesman. We're very direct. We're going to show you this is what we have. This is what it is. It's just, it is what it is. This is what the cost is going to be. If you do it this way, this is what it's going to be. If you do it this way, this is what it's going to be. So if you're going to be a plan designer, these are some of the things that you need to look at. Get a set of stock set up. I mean, I don't know how anybody that comes in, just kind of come into the game and start a business as a plan designer. I get it, man, but I get you got to start from somewhere. But when you're dealing with a new set of plans, what builders don't like, say for instance, like me, well, I ain't gonna say I don't like it. I can deal with it, but it's very challenging if I have a custom set of plans of a home that has never been built before. There's just so many things that I can, this got to work. And then we still don't even know until we get that structure built. Not saying it is a bad structure, but guys, but this is what we want to see as builders, guys. Let me kind of go down. So number one, we want a set of plans that has been tested and tried a lot. That's number one. Number two, just basic things. Joist layouts. That's one of the critical things. Girder spans and things of that nature. Some of the basic things like that, guys. And then number three, all this stuff, like when you have a bunch of renderings and colors and pictures and stuff, those are just distractions for builders. We don't like that. Okay. And then, guys, if you're doing a custom set of plans, I suggest you, if you're new at this right here, and you're doing a set of custom plans, this house has never been built before, it's not a stock set of plans, and you're just getting into this thing right here, I suggest you sit down with that builder. You give that builder that plan, and you listen to that builder. And that builder say, hey, this ain't going to work, or you need to do it like this. Listen to him and do it. Don't say, well, the homeowner wants to, because at the end of the day, man, homeowners don't build. That's why they hire builders. And at the end of the day, it is what it is, And guys, this is the way.